The Hate U Give is about 16-year-old Star who witnesses the murder of her best friend Khalil by a cop, and he was unarmed at the time. And the book is about a young girl who finds her voice and finds her activism. I was inspired to write the novel in 2010, right after the Oscar Grant case. Oscar was a young man who was killed by police. And at the time, I remember wondering what would happen if that took place in my neighborhood. How would we react? And all of these cases started coming out, and it just fueled me, and it fueled my frustration and my anger, but it also, I wanted to find a way to find hope. And I wanted to show the human side of all of these cases. I look at books as being a form of activism because a lot of times they'll show us a side of the world that we may not have known about. And so that's how the novel The Hate U Give came about. Libraries became a haven for me when I was 6 years old. I was almost shot in a drive-by, actually. I was at the neighborhood park, and two drug dealers decided that they wanted to recreate the Wild Wild West and have a shootout. But my mom took me to the library the very next day. So I remember leaving with so many books that day. But I was reading Judy Blume's books. I was reading Tar Beach. I was reading The Boxcar Kids, just to see that there was more to the world than my piece of it. A lot of great books have influenced me. Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry is one of those books that stuck with me for so long because it was the first time I remember seeing a black girl from Mississippi in a book, and there I was, a black girl from Mississippi. And I also loved, I can't lie, I loved Harry Potter. I wanted to get my Hogwarts letter so bad. I started writing right around the same time I started reading, after my mom took me to the library, actually. I would take the books back, and I never wanted the stories to end, so I would go home and I would figure out my own stories to continue those stories.